Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Golden Butterfly Film Studio channel. We have just heard reports and the confirmation that Aaron Carter has died at 34 years old. He leaves behind one son named Prince. He was a singer turned rapper, he was a musician. When he was very young, he was the brother of Nick Carter, who was in the boy band Backstreet Boys, and in the 90s they were a huge deal. And so Aaron Carter, came along similar. I think he had like a similar career trajectory to Jamie Lynn Spears. So I don't want to say he rode off the coattails of his older sibling, but he was definitely introduced to the Nickelodeon and the pop music world because his brother was such an icon, Backstreet Boys. So this morning at 11 a.m., they received a call. There was a 911 call that he had drowned in his tub in his home in Lancaster, California. And as homicide detectives were dispatched to his home, they are still doing an investigation as to whether or not there was any kind of foul play. Aaron has been pretty open and transparent throughout the years about his struggles with substance abuse, and he, you know, has always advocated for his son, his name Prince. And I just, my heart goes out to his family. I know that they lost their father, Nick and Aaron. They lost their father a few years back. And so for him to pass on, so tragically young is heartbreaking, especially since, he drowned in the tub by himself. It reminds me of a very similar eerie fate to how Whitney Houston passed. She also passed in her tub alone while she was in the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm thinking about the more that the memoirs are coming out with, Kel Mitchell, who was big with, Keenan and Kel and all that. He wrote a memoir. Jeanette McCurdy just wrote a memoir um, detailing her experiences on iCarly, but, it's titled I'm Glad My Mom Died, because her mom was pushing her to be a, a young Hollywood actress when she wasn't ready. And I feel like these kids go through so much pressure and there's so much pressure put on them. And I feel like, some can handle it, but some can't. And even Raven Simone has talked about how just demanding and stressful it is to be, such a Hollywood name at such a young age. I mean, they don't have a chance to really formulate their identity. It reminds me a lot of Drew Barrymore, and I'm so glad that Drew, like she got the help that she needed to overcome her substance abuse. I mean, now she's a thriving talk show host. She's a beautiful, mother, and she has this effervescent glow about her. And I really wished that Aaron Carter could have found that same help and found that same track to overcome his demons. And my heart just breaks because, he has struggled for so long with not only fighting members of his family and his own personal issues, but also, like with the mother of his child, he's been open and transparent about that. Their custody battles. And so I really hope that, he has found some peace. And my thoughts and my prayers are with the family. I can't imagine, what they're going through at this time. 34 is so young. There was someone very, very close to me when I was growing up that passed in their early 30s. And it was heartbreaking because I feel like, you know, that decade of your life is, I mean, every decade of your life is a blessing, obviously, but it's like when you come into your personhood, like you're not in school, you're in your career, you're thriving. Most people are, married or getting married and having children. And I feel like that's such a blossoming era of life. And so my hearts and my thoughts and my prayers just go out to Aaron Carter and his family. And it, you know, I was reading and I was doing research, and I was reading about what was going on with him and his brother Nick because, like I said, they had grown up together, they had worked together for so long. Aaron Carter, he did really well with his debut albums. Like I said, first one came out when he was 9, and then the next one came out and he sold millions of records. And he, was, like I said, working alongside of Nick Carter with the Backstreet Boys. But at the same time, there was such a strong sibling rivalry behind the scenes that no one knew about. And so on the left, it says, take care, Nick Carter, we're done for life. And then Nick put out a statement saying, after careful consideration, my sister Angel and I regret that we were required to seek a restraining order against our brother Aaron today. In light of Aaron's increasingly alarming behavior and his recent confession that he harbors thoughts and intentions of killing my pregnant wife and unborn child, we were left with no choice but to take every measure possible to protect ourselves and our family. We love our brother. I truly hope he gets the proper treatment he needs before any harm comes to himself or anyone else. And I feel like, and like I said, of course I'm an outsider looking in. I really wished and I hope that they had a chance to make peace before Aaron left this earth. I really am praying that. And this message came out in 2019, so I'm really hoping that they had a chance to reconcile before Aaron left this earth, because I can't imagine that level of guilt that Nick might have had. Or, you know, if you um, are dealing with any kind of animosity or problem or whatever, you know, it's like I'm a huge advocate of therapy. I'm a huge advocate of separating yourself from people who you deem unsafe, right? So at that time, Nick has said that he didn't feel like Aaron was safe to be around his unborn child and his pregnant wife, and I absolutely agree with that. I don't advocate abuse at all, but what I am saying is, I hope that within those few years from 2018 to 2022 that Aaron, did seek the help that he so desperately needed, and that he and Nick were able to reconcile before Nick left this earth, or before, I'm sorry, Aaron left this earth, because I can't imagine walking around with that guilt. Um, and so if you have someone in your life where, you see maybe they're struggling, or that it's not an immediate threat issue, um, hopefully it's safe enough and enough time has passed, and with therapy and prayer, that things can be worked out, because our lives are so precious and time is so short. Hug your loved ones. I love you guys. Stay safe. Be gentle with yourselves and each other, and pray for the Carter family. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.